What's up, guys? I'm Dan Preston with Hardscape Mentor. You've heard the phrase, just damn good sand. Well, today we're gonna show you why. We're down at SEK Surebond headquarters in Chicago, Illinois. Let's go check it out. All right, Greg, so it all starts out here with the bulk materials. Right now we're standing in front of these sand bins. Where's the sand coming from?
Our sand comes from locally sourced quarries, all within 50 miles, and we have it screened down to our ASTM C144 spec, which means that gauges the aggregate size within it, and that's important to make sure the polymers or the joint sand stabilizing sealer work with that type of specification.
So the quality products start with the quality bulk materials. Now we're gonna take this bulk sand and we're gonna do what with it, Greg?
We're gonna move it from the piles into the hoppers. And the hoppers are the first step in the plant processing. So those hoppers are gonna vibrate them down onto the conveyor belt, which the next step would be super important, is to take it into the dryer. And the dryer is where we get the moisture out of the sand, which is important to the entire production process from that point forward.
So let's take a look at how this sand comes from the quarry all the way to your joints. So Greg, everything we've talked about so far is how most polymeric sands start out. But now let's talk about what separates PolySweep from other sands on the market.
The difference is now that we're inside, really where the components come into play. So the biggest difference, I think, for PolySweep over all of our competition, we've had the same formula for 18 years since we invented the product. You know, and we invented PolySweep to take care of the hazing and other issues we're having with polymeric sands back in the day. We found out the way to do it. It works, so we haven't changed it. We don't have a brand new product every year that contractors have to relearn. Then we get into the quality of the components, and that's really what sets the difference apart. We have a more traditional polymer that's proven and tried and true, and our other additives are all stuff that we've been using for the entire time we've been making it, and that really makes a difference. It's the consistency and the performance that we're getting long term that really sets it apart.
And consistency and performance long term is exactly what we need on our job sites. Besides PolySweep, what else are you making in this area?
Most of our products are coming through this exact plant. So we've got our Easy Way products, so easy set truss bedding, easy bond, wet set application, our easy overlay, edge cretes, the HydroSweep, perm chips, everything we put in a bag, our jointing sand, it all comes through the same plant with the same guys, the same systems, the same quality control.
Yep. Once again, just emphasis on quality and consistency being made right here in Chicago, right outside these guys' offices. So one of the trending joint fillers out there right now, Greg, is SEK's HydroSweep, which is your resin-based sand. What exactly is resin-based sand? And then let's take a look at how you make this in-house.
Absolutely. So resin sands, ours is called HydroSweep, have been on the market for a few years, but have really grown in popularity over the last few years. And it's a great tool in the toolbox for permeability. I mean, that's the biggest benefit of the resin sands in our HydroSweep. So we can create, permeable sites using open grade base. It also performs better in sites that don't have a lot of sunshine. In the woods, under a deck, north side of the house where polymeric sands are gonna struggle. So the resin sands are a great alternative, and our HydroSweep is one of the best products on the market right now. We have a very fine aggregate, which we'll see in the production process, that allows us to get into more narrow joints than most of our competition. We can do as little as 1/8 of an inch.
So once again, this product is made right here in-house in Aurora, so you guys can keep an eye on the quality. Let's take a look at the process.
It's a fairly simple process. We start out on a sieve machine where we get the aggregates down to the right size. That's super important, again, so we can get in the joint. Then we go through the mixing process where we take all the raw materials, the resin and the sand and the other components, and we mix those together. Then we get to the packaging. So since this is an air-activated product, we want to make sure we're keeping air out until the contractors are ready to use it. So we package it in a bag that is nitrogen filled and sealed, and then that comes in a bucket.
So like Greg is saying, HydroSweep and PolySweep are site situational. So be sure to reach out to your SEK rep or check out hardscapementor.com to figure out which joint filler is best for you. Greg, you and I talk about all the time how cleaning and sealing is one of the most untapped opportunities for hardscapers.
It is completely untapped. In whatever market you're in, there's probably a couple of guys doing cleaning and sealing, but the opportunities are millions and millions of square feet every year being put in that nobody's taking care of.
So We have all these surfaces out there over the years that can be gone back to and brought back to life. And SEK prides themselves on this system, right?
We do. We've been in the sealer game for over 30 years with our SB 1300 product, and we were kind of joint stabilizing back then before polymeric sand even. And we've been growing and expanding and creating opportunities for contractors ever since.
And just like everything else here, made in America and right here in-house.
Today we're actually making the SB 1300 that we were talking about earlier on the wet side of our production facility. This is where we make the sealers.
So keeping your eyes right on the quality all the time.
Absolutely. One of the things that helps us ensure consistency on the jobs in the field starts with consistency here in the plant. By taking high quality raw materials and blending them in a relatively simple system, it's important to keep the quality in mind. And we do that with consistency. We also have a method where we'll make multiple batches and blend them through the packaging process.
Greg, thank you so much for an awesome look at where the quality and the consistency starts from. If you guys want quality and consistency on your job sites, be sure to reach out to your SEK Surebond rep today and sign up for hardscapementor.com for all your training resources.